Yo, what's up, D-Gens? What's going on? Good afternoon. I suppose it's afternoon now, eh? Good afternoon. What's going on? Let's have a look at some charts. Start this day off right. How is everybody doing? All right, guys. As usual, I will get into the charts and the news first, and then I'll get into the chat at the second half of the stream. So put your questions, comments, concerns, altcoin requests into the chat, and I will get to it second half of the stream. All right, guys. So I talked about it this morning in a video. Listen, for me, the number one thing that I am watching is making sure that today's daily candle right here closes above the 100-day SMA, which so far looks like we're going to do just that. I think Bitcoin will continue to push it up. I think bulls are making a push today. We still have about 4 hours and 40 minutes before the candle close, so something like that. So we'll have to see what happens. But so far, so good. Things are looking healthy. Things are looking good, guys. On a zoomed out perspective, right? I talked about a potential 27-cent target. Now listen, we were inside of this descending channel for 3 months. We broke out 500% to the upside. Okay, this has been 5 months. We're just getting our breakout right now. We have our confirmed breakout. We're going to close this hopefully above the 100-day SMA, and then continuation to the upside here, guys. Alts are going to start running like you wouldn't believe very, very soon, in my opinion. Going over to look at Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's chart looks like. 75,900. We set a new all-time high again about half an hour ago, around 76,743. The bulls are pushing, guys. The bulls are trying to push us up. We'll see what happens, but so far so good, guys. I would love to see this daily candle close above this older all-time high we set the day before yesterday. Or the day before yesterday. Yeah, it's been 3 days in a row. Anyway, I'd like to see a close above here. The body of the candle close above this level here. But so far we're above it. We'll see what happens. $76,000, guys. Take that in for a second. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $76,000. Take that in for a second, okay? Because like 2.5 weeks ago, people were talking about a $50,000 Bitcoin. Right? Just take that in for a moment, right? Absorb it, appreciate it. Let's go have a look across the bubbles. All right, here we go. So, guys, first off, I want to address the Miria thing. Again, I'm getting sick and tired of it. It seems to be the same individuals who seem to want to, they press themselves to panic sell, right? And they'll find any reason to. So, Miria allegedly is getting delisted from OKX, which is not even a tier 1 exchange. At the same time, they're going through a massive promotional program with KuCoin at the exact same time, right? And they're hosting a tournament, a massive tournament. And there's people who are trying to fund themselves out of the project. Now, pretty soon, if these people keep doing that, because they keep jumping from project to project and flooding themselves in their own bags, they're like, oh my God, I heard the slightest little bit of bad news. Should I sell everything today? I'm going to tell you yes from now on, because I'm getting tired of the same people doing it with every single project. So, I mean, it's, people aren't learning to control themselves when it comes to this market. And at the end of the day, guys, I'm a little salty today. I'm a little bit cranky. I didn't sleep good and I'm sick. So there you go. Okay. Anyway, Jasmy up 6.5%, 2 cents 089 at the time. Very, very nice, guys. Up 2 spots in rank. Got as high as 2 cents 229. Guys, we're back over $1 billion market cap. You love to see it. And the volume being over 100 million, man, that's refreshing to see after watching, just for months being around 40 million and lower. It's just been, tedious. Like I said, BTC $76,100. ETH broke out, by the way, 28,000. Very nice on ETH. Look across the market, guys. AIOZ up 20%. Turbo's having itself a good time. I told people when Turbo was 207, I said it was a good re-entry point into Turbo. Same with Wagami Games. Fantastic, 17% up. Beams up 11. It's a good day, guys. It's another good day. How some people are so negative and so down right now, maybe you're not cut out for crypto, because we're in the midst of the beginning of a parabolic run, and you're pissing and moaning, right? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let's get into some of the news, guys. See what's going on out there. See what's happening. I try to keep it positive. Like I said, I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little bit cranky. So from our dear friend Neo Sun, he says, guys, and I wanted to talk about this to emphasize the importance of the platform that Junction is building with Panasonic, right? Because people often say, well, what does that have to do with the value of Jasmy token? I will tell you what that has to do with the value of Jasmy token. Follow the breadcrumbs with me here, okay? So NeoSun says, together with Panasonic, Jasmy will fully exploit the data collected for training its AI. That's right, Junction has its own AI. This will include integrated specific AI personalization features into the PDL, and will lead to an expansion on the PC blockchain capacity for AI, enabling a more efficient deployment of AI models within the Jasmy ecosystem. Moreover, these features will be implemented in Junction to improve its AI models. Junction will require the most accurate and reliable data possible, and Panasonic will benefit from the enhanced security. Now, Junction is basically the more data that Junction accumulates, right, the more valuable the platform becomes. So the thing is they're getting data not only from retail investors who are providing their data, but they're also getting mass amounts of data from the partnerships that they're building with companies like Panasonic. Now, Panasonic has over 100 million IoT devices that will be connected to Junction's PDL system, continually sending new data and information to the PDL, which then gets filtered by the AI, right, to figure out what's accurate, what's relevant, what's required, what's not. And then this data becomes a surplus. And then these companies who want to do marketing, they want to figure out where they should be marketing to which demographic, that they want to target in terms of their marketing and stuff. They go in and they purchase said data, and you, as a provider of said data, gets paid in DD coin, which then we talked about yesterday goes to your Jasmy Super Wallet, which you can convert into Jasmy coin. Now, here's the kicker, okay? For you, not only for you as a retail investor to utilize the PDL and activate your Jasmy Super Wallet, you have to stake or lock up Jasmy coin, okay? But the companies who are coming into Junction to utilize that data as well, not just from you, but from devices like all the devices sending data in from Panasonic, for example, all that data, this is going to be like the marketplace for data for companies to go so that they can figure out how to properly target their demographic, right, in terms of marketing. Now, they also have to do what's called the lockup. They also have to lock up Jasmy coin to utilize it to purchase said data, okay? So that is how you achieve a 75% TVL, total value locked, in the ecosystem for Jasmy and Junction, okay? And if you can achieve that, then you're looking at only having about a 14 billion circulating supply for Jasmy. Now, what do you think happens to the price of Jasmy when you only have a 14 billion circulating supply down from 50? That's right. Can you say send it, right? Moonshot City, all right? So that's why it's important. Okay, I know it's a lot. It is a lot. And, not everyone has the time to follow these kind of breadcrumbs and put all these pieces together. That's why I do it for you guys, because I love you, right? Jasmy surges towards 27-cent target as crypto market enters extreme greed sentiment and alt season looms. Bitcoins set a new all-time high of 76,460. It actually set a higher high now. The day after, the Pioneer crypto asset set a new all-time high of $75,011. So now we're at 3 days in a row of a new all-time high being put in by BTC. These new all-time highs were set in the midst of the presidential election and the day after the U.S. presidential election. And the day after that, right? The fact that pro-crypto U.S. presidential candidates, Donald J. Pump, took the victory is a likely reason behind the ongoing BTC pump. In the eyes of many seasoned analysts, Pump's victory means one thing is for certain, that the crypto supercycle has begun in full swing, and seeing new all-time highs on the daily chart is highly likely. Too many traders, this phase is similar to that of the golden days of 2020 when BTC pumped parabolically. This bullish sentiment shines clearly in the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, where a score of 77 indicates the extreme greed sentiment in the crypto market. Another bullish sign is the fact that traders are now in a highly potent golden pocket region of the crypto cycle. This phase is expected to bring a high-risk, high-reward trade sentiment and lies between the U.S. presidential election and the U.S. presidential inauguration day. Put together, these indicators further fuel the bullish prediction for BTC to set a six-digit figure all-time high by the end of Q4 and usher in an even greater altcoin season where altcoins are setting new all-time highs of their own. Presently, multiple altcoins are printing highly bullish signs on their price charts, like I just showed you with Jasmy's price chart and the falling wedge pattern. As we see from Mustache, he says, over the next few weeks, you will often see people predicting the top of the market. What will happen is that it will go higher. Crypto is just as unpredictable in the bull market as it is in the bear market. So here's the thing. If you see people at this point in the market, you will start to see a lot of people on X and on YouTube calling for a top and stuff like that. That's a signal. I know it's contradictory, but it is a strong signal that we're not coming down, guys. We're not coming down right now, right? Guys, like I said before, I do see your comments in the comment section or in the chat. I will get to the chat afterwards, but I do see some people asking for price predictions on coins. Guys, there is a goal at the top of the chat. If you want me to do a price prediction target on your altcoin of choice, check out the goal in the chat. According to the post above, crypto traders and investors will see an influx of predictions calling a cycle top over the next few weeks. The analyst says that the price of BTC will go higher. However, it is more important to remember that the bull markets are just as unpredictable as bear markets. He concludes with high hopes for pumps this cycle. We go on to Javin Marks. Javin says pushing towards a breakout, which can indicate a massive next level towards 27 cents. The post above shows Jasmy, an altcoin following Bitcoin's bullish lead and indicating high pump potential over the coming weeks and months. As the chart above shows, Jasmy's price could claim the next trend target of 27 cents 85 after the altcoin initiates a massive push to the target. So, like I said, a breakout of the falling wedge pattern that I already outlined for you guys could be a massive pump for BTC in the making. Let's get into some more of the election news, guys. I feel good about where we are, says Senator John Thune. Let's check it out on Squawk Box.
It's so nuanced, and in the House, we don't know what the end result will be. Although the betting markets now look like they're predicting that the GOP can hold the House, but it was hard to even say the GOP held the House for the last 2 years. They did, but you know, with the Freedom Caucus and everything else, and the Senate was crazy too because you had Manchin and Sinema didn't really know what that was. What will this enable Republicans to do? Will it having a president in the same party, but a president who certainly is not shy about what he wants to happen. Well, he's almost a whip. He could almost be the whip of the Senate and the House, I would think.
Yeah, he is that. Well, look, Joe, I think that if we can hold the House, obviously we have a legislative vehicle available to us called budget reconciliation, which the Democrats used extensively when they had all three. But when you have unified control of government, it gives you an opportunity to do some things. Obviously, we've got to extend the Trump tax cuts, which if we don't, ends up being a $4 trillion tax increase on the economy and almost $2,000 per average family in this country. I think energy policy, I think border policy. If you look at the economic agenda, it's also a regulatory, and the cost of regulation has been $1.8 trillion since Biden and Harris took office. So lighter touch on regulations, again, extending the tax policy, bonus depreciation, interest deductibility, R&D expensing, the things that get you the big growth in the economy. We need pro-growth policies on the economy. And then we've got always got to be paying attention to what's happening with respect to national security, because we live in a very dangerous world. So I think those issues are going to be front and center. And if we have unified control of the government, we're in a much better position to enact an agenda that is consistent with accomplishing those goals.
Might be too simplistic to liken the Senate to the House of Lords versus those commoners in the House. I don't expect anything like we saw with that. Well, I don't even that saga. With it finally resulted with Speaker Johnson. But what is going to happen in the Senate for getting the next leader? Do you know right now who's in the best position, and are you whipping votes around? Do you want it?
Well, of course, sure, we're whipping votes, and we've known for many months now that Senator McConnell is not going to run for re-election.
Yeah, do you have it?
Well, I feel good about where we are, Joe. But it's it's a secret ballot election, and it's a very discerning small constituency that's going to make that vote. So it's never over till it's over. We're going to have that vote next week and get a chance to hear from all the candidates for that job. It's a big job, and it's one that's going to require a good amount of political courage and ability to be able to get things done. But if we have a unified control of government, and by the way, I served in the House of Representatives too, so I understand the House and how they view the world. But we've got to be able to find a way to work together as a coalition with President Trump to enact an agenda, because we really have probably a 2-year window. You never know what's going to happen in the next election. We have one every even-numbered year, and so we've got a narrow window.
Is President-elect Trump involved in? Does he have a chosen preference in the Senate? Do you know, Senator? And will that come into play?
I don't. Well, I don't know that he does. I'm staying in regular contact with him and with his team, and obviously, if he wants to, he could exert a considerable amount of influence on that. But honestly, I think my preference would be, and I think it's probably in his best interest, to stay out of that. These Senate secret ballot elections are probably best left to senators, and he's got to work with all of us when it's all said and done. But whatever he decides to do, that's going to be his prerogative, as we know. And
how many others
we're going to have that election next Wednesday, and we'll have a new leader.
How many other truly viable candidates are there besides you, Senator? 2 or more?
Well, right now, too, you never know. I mean, more could emerge, but there have been, I think, 3 of us that have been running for this for some time now. So that's kind of the field. And again, we'll see how it shakes out come next Wednesday.
Another election. It's so exciting. We thought we were finished. But got another one next week. Senator, thanks.
We all did.
Yeah. Thanks, and hope to see you again soon.
Thanks,
and who knows?
Another election. So exciting. We got even more, guys. We got even more from Squawk Box. Andrew Sorkin, how important is it for you to be in the U.S. market?
Speak to this dynamic, though. You're based in Soho, New York.
Yep.
The people who technically are allowed to bet and use Polymarket are not allowed to be in this country.
Right.
And so what does that say about what they know?
Exactly.
Or don't know?
That's a function of us starting, as we saw on the Twitter, like just starting as a really small startup with basically no money and having to go and figure out and try to build the product the right way. I want to give a lot of credit to the people who fought the battle to go and legalize political prediction markets in America.
I'm talking about like Kashi now and some of the others.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's awesome for all the players who've entered the U.S. market. It's awesome for us as the largest global player. Yesterday there was a report. We have 84% global market share, which is really exciting. And now we're in the position to be able to go and be aggressive around expansion.
How important is it for you to be in the U.S. market?
It's part of the plan. But to go back to what you said, the idea is if you can go and build a free market, right, where people are trading outcome shares that pay out $1 effectively, $1 USDC per share. What you're modeling is the likelihood of that happening. And what we want to do is build a free market to the best of our ability, within the bounds that we had to, so that you could go and anyone could go and see the odds of these things. And it's humbling. I mean, I got calls from Mar-a-Lago, I didn't even know a lot of these people that well, and they were like, look, like we were talking, Polymarket was being shouted out while we were there. This is how everyone in there started celebrating. They were looking at Polymarket, which is surreal. It's surreal. But I think look, this is a case study, right? And if this is sort of where it ends, I don't think that we've even scratched the surface of how important this can be.
Do you think any of this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy? Because so the people who are worried about betting on elections or things like that think that there's a psychological impact that it can have on actually changing the outcome, and that the people who are betting do have an impact on it. I remember even the last couple of days when some of the pollsters were saying more women were coming out to vote. Then all of a sudden, one of the other points that some people made, and I don't know if this was true, was that actually most of the people who are betting on places like Polymarket and others happen to be men. So maybe it was underrepresenting the way women would think about these things.
So I think a lot of that stems from the fundamental misunderstanding that it's people voting with money rather than it being a market and you looking at market price. And ultimately, the best thing that we have to go and discern likelihood is a disparate group of market participants trading and looking at market price. And that's what we've done. And I think that Polymarket's in the mainstream now, right? And we're going to continue to push forward. We're going to continue to make it simpler. We're going to continue to make it more accessible. We're going to continue to engage. And we'll get to a point where there is a more diverse group of market participants. But for the time being, we just got to be lucky that Polymarket exists and we don't have to just...
What do you want to bet on? What do you think should be allowed to bet on? And are there things you think that shouldn't be allowed to bet on?
I mean, look, I think that the premise of Polymarket is I'm not the know-all oracle. I don't know everything about politics. I don't know everything about what people want. We believe in markets, and what we're really excited about is letting people ask their own questions. I think that is the...
What's the craziest thing people have bet on thus far?
I mean, you gotta go through the market history. Not to go so nearby, but I think that the moment where Polymarket became something that was greater than I had, not that I dreamed of, because this is what I had dreamed of, but had taken off on its own was when we called Biden dropping out. I think that was a big moment where people had said to me, really, really trustworthy people had said to me, Polymarket either is going to become the most important website in the world, or it's going to be a joke and a laughing stock, depending on what happens with Biden. And when we were the sole place to call him dropping out.
I could have told you Biden was dropping out 2 years ago.
Well, and then if I'm an outsider, I would have to go and say, well, you're saying this.
Any normal person could have told you Biden.
At the same time, though, if you were watching Biden press conferences, he was saying he wasn't going to. So
I know.
That's awesome. Yes, definitely we need to have Polymarket be allowed to operate inside the United States. Right now, Beebs, this one's for you, buddy. This one is for you. If you're wondering about a listing for KASPA on Binance.
For example, with Binance,
Hold on.
everything's ready. Everything's integrated and ready. For
Everything is integrated and ready for a Binance listing on KASPA. Guys, it is only a matter of time. I've been saying it for a long time now. There's no question about it. Binance listing for KASPA is just, that's just an obvious direction, right? Bitcoin could reach 130 to 150K, says Peter Brandt. BTC, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap, has gained notable attention from crypto enthusiasts following an impressive performance over the last 24 hours. Amid this ongoing rally in bullish market sentiment, veteran trader Peter Brandt made a post on X predicting that BTC could reach $130,000 to $150,000 by August or September of 2025. It's kind of a conservative prediction, in my opinion. I think 150 to 180 is where we're going to end up going, possibly 200 to 220 on a wick. Additionally, he noted that BTC is in a range from which it will experience a notable upside rally. In a post on X, Peter added, Bitcoin is now in the sweet spot for a bull market, having halving cycle, and should top around $130,000 to $150,000 by next August or September. The potential reason for the bullish momentum and price surge is the U.S. presidential election results and the pro-crypto and President Donald Trump. As of now, Bitcoin is trading near 75,800. It's actually at 76,100 right now, and has experienced a price surge of over 10% in the past 24 hours during the same period. Its trading volume jumped by 160%. That is a massive increase on Bitcoin, guys, indicating highlighted participation from traders and investors amid bullish market sentiment. According to the experts' technical analysis, BTC has broken out from the critical resistance level at 73,935 and is about to close to a daily candle above 75,600. Following this breakout and the daily candle closing above the resistance level, BTC has turned bullish and is poised for a significant upside rally. So we want to see Bitcoin close today above $75,600, which we are about $600 above right now. So can we close our candle there in about 4 hours and 15 minutes? Based on the recent price action historical momentum, if BTC closes a daily candle above 75,600, there is a strong possibility it could surge further in coming days. Can we break $77,000 tonight, guys? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. On-chain metrics further support BTC's bullish outlook. According to the on-chain analytics firm CoinGlass, BTC's long-short ratio currently stands at 1.03, indicating a strong bullish sentiment among traders. Additionally, open interest has increased by 15%, reflecting growing trader interest and the formation of new positions. Things are looking good, guys. So we're going to keep an eye on it. $75,600. Let's go over to the Jasmy or the Bitcoin chart. I'm going to put a line there so that we can 75,000. So what we want to close above, I'll just, damn it. What I'll do is I'll just move this one down to there. So 75,600. Where are we? 75,600 right there. If we close above this blue line here, guys, further continuation to the upside. Let's frickin' go. That's what we will be watching today, guys. That is what we will be paying attention to. All right, what else do we have? We got more from Squawkbox. Check this out. On RKF Jr. having a possible health role in a second Trump administration.
RFK Jr. is going to have a role in the administration. We don't know what yet, but it's some of the things that he said yesterday could include either Health and Human Services Secretary or White House Health Czar, some new position that they may create around these issues. He has said that he is not going to be taking vaccines away from people, but he wants to make sure what he says is the proper information gets out there. He has been in the past very closely associated with saying, or he has said repeatedly, that vaccines cause autism. He does have a lot of concerns about what happened in COVID. He thinks that these COVID vaccines got out without people really knowing the truth about them not stopping transmission. And if the Trump administration chooses to, they can say that a lot of these vaccines will no longer really be supported by the CDC or advised by the CDC, and that's how insurance guidelines are set. So you could be looking at a much tougher way to get these 10 vaccines that you have on or your pipeline fully approved in the time frame you're looking at. And you could have issues. You've already said that vaccine hesitation is here in the United States. You've seen it over the last 3 years, and Moderna's shares over the last 3 years have reflected that as well. What do you do with this new administration?
So first of all, we have always worked very collaboratively with any governments in any country, including, of course, in the US. You know, I've been here for the last 13 years and worked with quite a number of administrations, including during the first term of President Trump. We always partner with public health officials. We have the same mission and the same goal, which is to make sure people are healthy. And we believe that prevention is really important, whether it's eating healthy, exercise, sleeping well, but also, of course, vaccines are very important for prevention of disease.
We have to get America healthy again with Donald Trump, mon ami. Very nice. Good for Kennedy, man. Good for him. Let's get it back on track here. Let's get healthy. What do we got? So, Cointelegraph says, latest crypto lawyer says SEC's Mark Ueda has a high chance of becoming the next chair, while crypto mom Hester Pierce is unlikely to replace Gary Gensler. I don't know why that is, but let's get further into that over on Morning with Maria. Let's check that out.
Welcome back. Meanwhile, crypto exchange Crypto.com filing a lawsuit against the Securities and Exchange Commission yesterday in a bid to fight back against SEC Chairman Gary Gensler's ongoing crypto crackdown. The crypto trading platform filing the suit after receiving a Wells notice from the agency indicating its intent to sue the platform for operating as an unregistered broker-dealer and securities clearing agency because of the tokens traded on its platform that the SEC considers securities. But Crypto.com is accusing the SEC of overstepping its jurisdiction by regulating the crypto industry. Joining me right now is SEC Commissioner Mark Ueda. Mark, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks for being here.
Well, it's great to be here.
What is the SEC doing regarding crypto?
Well, I think our policies and our approach for the last several years have been just really a disaster for the whole industry. We have been setting this policy through enforcement. We've done nothing to provide guidance on it. And as a result, this is being shaped by the courts. And different courts have ruled different ways. I think what this Wells notice is, and while I won't comment on the specifics of this litigation, the Wells, what has gone on is part of a broader frustration with the fact that we have not provided interpretive guidance as to what you can and cannot do. And if you are involved in some sort of securities offering, how you register, how you get regulated as a broker-dealer, how you get registered as an exchange.
And you say moving forward that
Gary doesn't want there to be clear rules, because if there's clear rules, people will follow them, and then he can't attack anymore because people are following the rules, right? I hope Ueda takes over for Gary Gensler. I absolutely hope so. That would be very, very bullish for the market. This is just amazing. If you're a Maxine Waters fan, sarcastically, check this out. I'm not a fan of Chris Cuomo at all, but the fact that he shuts down Maxine Waters attempting to blame racism for Kamala Harris getting defeated is amazing.
What is the lesson that your party should have learned?
Well, the Democratic Party worked very hard, and they raised, substantial sum of money. We had great candidates, and so Trump had a following, basically generally led by whites. White males voted in big numbers. He had a few from the other race groups that joined in, like the Latinos at 45%, and black men at about the same rate that they did when they voted for him before at about 20%. That combination won. And so it is not that Democrats did not work hard, did not do a great job. We had an unusual situation where we had a black woman, which this country has never seen before. A combination of all of those things led to his win.
I will not push back on the idea that race and sex matter in American politics. I think they do. I don't know that it was the controlling variable, and you don't suggest otherwise. To me, it seemed to be that the Democrats thought Trump stinks is enough. And Senator Bernie Sanders said something that reminded me of you, which is why I wanted you on the show tonight, Maxine, which is Democratic Party used to be, we are all about doing for working people. That's what we do. That's what Mario Cuomo's party, that's what Maxine Waters' party was. You are now seen as not that, even by Bernie Sanders.
That's exactly it, guys, is that how they thought they would win a presidential election for one of the powerhouse countries in the planet by not telling anybody what their policies were going to be. How they thought that was going to work. Their strategy, very simply, as Cuomo just said, was don't tell them what we plan on doing. Let's just tell them how much Trump sucks. That's all they kept doing. Every answer that Kamala Harris gave over her run, all she did was divert every question to how bad Trump is. She never actually answered a single question. For me, don't tell me how bad somebody is. Tell me how good you are, right? And they didn't do that. That's why they lost. They can blame race. They can blame gender all they want. But at the end of the day, they didn't have any policies in place. They didn't tell anyone what they were going to do, right? And combine that with the fact that she said things like, no tax on tips. That's what I'm going to do. When she literally could call the IRS right now, pick up the phone and say, hey, guys, no more tax on tips. And she just wasn't doing it, right? She was saying that she was going to do something that she could literally do right now, and she wasn't doing it. So why would people believe that she's going to do it, right? Doesn't make sense. Coinpedia Market says Bitcoin hit 76K. 10 altcoins you should buy now, not financial advice. But look at number 8. Boom. Jasmy. Yes. Solana, Doge, Radium for sure, guys. Radium is a DEX over on Solana. Fantastic. It's been the volume on that thing has been crazy with the meme coins and stuff. Sui, Codus Maximus, Uniswap for sure, Jasmy Coin, absolutely, man, absolutely. Good list of projects. I would agree with most of those. All right, what else do we got in the pipeline? Cointelegraph says SEC seeks to dismiss Kraken's key defenses, challenging its claims of regulatory overreach amid ongoing lawsuits. Yeah, well, I don't even care anymore because all your cases are about to get dropped when Gensler gets thrown out of the SEC chair's office. Bitcoin Magazine says the Bank of England has cut rates by 25 basis points. And yes, guys, it is confirmed that Powell this morning or this afternoon now actually cut 25 basis points in the US as well. So where are we? Yes, I'll show you right here. See? There you go, guys. Just in, the Fed cuts interest rates by 25 basis points, right as we projected that it would be, guys. So everything is working out absolutely perfect. And if you're still not sure if you should be bullish, listen to Senator Lummis.
We'll start with the 210,000 Bitcoin that President Trump just mentioned and pull it into a reserve stored in geographically diverse vaults. And that's only the beginning. Over 5 years, the United States will assemble 1 million Bitcoin, 5% of the world's supply.
Yeah.
We'll start
other countries are going to start to follow suit, guys, right? And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now. Hopefully there's no music on this. So watch. Look at China media is reporting that Donald Trump's plan to make the U.S. the world's crypto capital and establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. These other countries are already talking about it, guys. They're going to be competing. They're going to want to do the same thing.
特币价格飙升至历史新高。数据显示，按市值计算的全球最大加密货币比特币，在6号盘中交易价格一度达到$75,000，再创历史新高，涨幅超8%。据多家媒体报道，特朗普此前曾承诺要让美国成为世界比特币和加密货币之都，并建立战略性比特币储备。特币价格飙升。
You see, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, pay attention. There's not going to be no Bitcoin left for you to buy very, very soon. Let's get into another article. Pump should prioritize cryptocurrency development. So Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderodi, has called on President Pump to take decisive steps to bolster the United States' position in the cryptocurrency market. He argued that under a more favorable regulatory framework, the country could emerge as a global hub for digital assets. How can Trump influence cryptocurrency regulations? Alderodi urged Pump to quickly dismantle the existing strict regulations that burden the crypto sector. He criticized the SEC stringent policies, stating that they pose a significant barrier to the nation's ambition of being a leader in the crypto space. That's exactly the beauty of it, guys. You have Gary Gensler trying to hinder innovation, and you have the new elected president of the United States as of January 5th, I believe, I want to say the 5th, who wants to make the United States a global hub. You have two people on the exact opposite spectrum. So the problem for Gary Gensler is that Trump is more powerful than he is. Goodbye, Gary. You are gone. Your roadblock is gone. The U.S. is going to be a global hub for digital assets, and I could not be happier. A funny story, guys, is that we've been talking about leaving the West, me and my family, right? Because of Western civilization, the way things have kind of gone. But now we're talking about looking into getting American citizenship. So we'll see what happens there, right? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has outlined a plan for Pump's initial 100 days in office, recommending the removal of the SEC chair Gary Gensler. He favors candidates such as Christopher Giancarlo, Dan Gallagher, and potential successor to facilitate a more conducive environment for cryptocurrency. Speculation surrounding the potential for a new direction in cryptocurrency regulation if Pump's administration implements these changes. The shift may not only benefit Ripple, but could also reshape the entire landscape for digital assets in the US and beyond. This is very, very bigly, guys. Very, very bigly indeed. Moving on. What else do we have? Kevin O'Leary noted that the first market to move on election night was Bitcoin.
What went through your head? And then you start to see the markets surge and that immediate reaction.
First market I saw move was Bitcoin, actually, because it trades 24/7.
Yeah.
We started to see that just after midnight. And by the way, Aaron, I just always preface my comments. I don't shill for politicians. I shill for policy.
Right.
And so I'm looking for pro-business policy. So when I saw Bitcoin moving, a lot of that coming from Asia, those markets and the Middle East, those markets were already watching you probably and other outlets that they can feed there, deciding this county information is getting interesting. And Bitcoin was a huge winner.
Right. And Trump obviously has been a big supporter of Bitcoin.
Well, he's also supporting the policy around digital payment systems. So this is going to be a good sector for us.
What?
Hell yeah, it is. Are you ready? All right, what else do we got going on? Bitcoin's ETFs bought $621 million worth of Bitcoin just yesterday. We are so back, baby. We are so back. And to further piggyback off of that, guys, someone just bought $92 million worth of Bitcoin. Whales are buying like never before. It is getting scooped up on monumental levels, guys. I really hope you guys have your bags packed, because pretty soon you're not going to have any opportunity to anymore, guys. People laugh when I say the exchange. Listen, At the beginning of this year, there was over 400,000 Bitcoin in reserve on the OTC desk, right, over the counter. Now there's between 130 and 150, or sorry, 110 and 130 left that can be purchased OTC. What do you think happens when these hedge funds and stuff can no longer purchase Bitcoin OTC? They have to start buying it on exchanges like you and I do. And when that happens, guess what happens to the price? Boom. And if you want to understand more about how OTC works and why the price is not pumping when these big whales are buying, join the Patreon, because yesterday I uploaded a video to the Patreon explaining exactly how OTC works and why prices don't pump when whales buy OTC. So if you want a little bit more education, get over to the Patreon. The link is in the chat. Guys, let's get in a word from Coach JV. He says, get prepared, Trump, RFK, Cynthia Lummis, and the skyrocket for crypto.
Get prepared, Trump, Cynthia Lummis, and RFK about to explode cryptocurrency. We're about 6 months after the Bitcoin halving, where it organically goes up. We now have a completely pro crypto White House, and I'm going to show you the facts, figures, numbers, logic. In the earlier video this week, I shared with you guys, Raul Paul, how he's talking about we have 6 years to get as wealthy as possible. And I believe that. Now we're heading into the bull run, which is going to last right now until about 2026. And then you're going to have another bear market. We're going to go through another big cycle. Remember this, write this down. Draper, first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Okay. We're out of the phase where it's not going to be here. It's not if, it's when. It's regulation and joining phase. So your job as a mature investor is to start to look at which ones are going to survive regulation. Okay, this next bull run, we're going to look at the profits. We're going to see, should we pull? Where are we going to put those? And we're going to be very strategic. Okay, so I'm going to share with you on the back end exactly what I do. So let's dive into this. This is getting really fun, really exciting. Okay, the dust is starting to settle, and you're going to see a huge narrative around cryptocurrency. Now be very careful. Make sure you have an exit plan. If you choose to profit in these markets, you have to be non-emotional. Be stoic, because it's going to get extremely hypey. Okay, they're going to tell you that Bitcoin's going to 280, 300,000. Some people are going to say 1 million. Okay, you need to do your own research, come up with your own plan based on your own needs. What does your family need during this bull run? And if your family doesn't need to pay off some debt, or you're not going to diversify into anything outside of crypto, why would you go into fiat? And I'll explain that on the back end of this video. So the first one I want to show you is from Bitcoin Magazine. It says, just in, Mike Novogratz says, after Trump's win, he sees substantial shift in energy of the crypto industry. This will bring hundreds of billions into the ecosystem. Okay, this was before the election, and then I'll show you the exact response afterwards.
We should also mention that crypto prices, they are surging right now. This after Donald Trump's electoral victory. You're looking at Bitcoin at $73,000, almost $74,000 this morning. At one point, it was, I think, even marginally higher. Want to bring in Galaxy founder and CEO Mike Novogratz. Mike, I believe that you were supporting the other candidate, but I'm curious, as you see these markets moving the way they are, what your reaction is.
Listen, it was a great night for the crypto industry, right? And if you listen to your last guest, Donald Trump, that keeps his promises. If you go back to the speech he made at Nashville to the crypto community, his agenda is very pro-crypto. J.D. Vance is pro-crypto, Peter Thiel, Howard Lutnick, Kennedy. He surrounded himself by people that believe in the industry, care about the industry. I mean, the crypto community showed up, right? There are now over 240 congressmen who, you know, the crypto pack thought were pro-crypto. And so we've got a Congress that is moving our way. We've got a president that's moving our way. And so for Galaxy, for the crypto industry, I couldn't be more optimistic.
Badass, badass, guys. I mean, that's really beautiful. Okay, it's a beautiful time to be alive. And I'm talking about investing specifically. Cointelegraph, just in, Coinbase executives call for SEC reform after Trump's election, urging focus on crypto innovation over litigation. You know that the SEC is going to get reformed. We know that this Ripple case is going to finally end, and we're going to see mass adoption for all of the ecosystem. Now, this is what he was talking about right here. This was posted by Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. It says, "Welcome to the new members of America's most pro-crypto Congress ever. 219 plus pro-crypto candidates and counting have now been selected to House and Senate. Tonight, the crypto voter has spoken decisively across party lines and in key races across the country. Americans disproportionately care about crypto and want clear rules of the road for digital assets. We look forward to working with the new Congress to deliver it." So you got the Senate and the House pro-crypto. Now, Cynthia Loomis, we know that she was at the Bitcoin conference, and she says, "We are going to build a strategic Bitcoin reserve." She was at the Bitcoin conference in July. She announced this yesterday on November 6th after the election. And let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so pay attention to this. You guys can pull this up. Just type in Bitcoin Act of 2024 S4912. Okay, so if you go here, you can see right now it was introduced. So this is an actual bill that is put in front of Congress. Right now it's introduced, it's passed the Senate, the House, to the president, become law. Okay, so do you think this is going to pass? Now, this is important because what is Trump saying? He's like, we're going to shrink the balance sheet. We're going to bring down debt. We're going to lower taxes. How are they going to do that? If you pull Bitcoin underneath the treasury, it will shrink the balance sheet in half by 2045, as Cynthia Loomis said. If they pull in this bill underneath they pulled this house passes, this bill passes, excuse me, they want to buy 500 Bitcoin a day. They mine 450 Bitcoin a day. Trump wants to make America the Bitcoin mining capital and the Bitcoin or crypto capital of the world.
And like I was showing you guys, China and Russia are taking note of this. You think they're not going to want to hold, like, so Trump and Loomis are saying they want to hold 1 million Bitcoin, which is 5% of the total supply. You think that China and Russia are not going to say, okay, you want to hold 1 million? We want to hold 10 million, right? It's happening, guys. It's happening right in front of your faces. I normally don't like these boom articles, these boom comments, but as per reports, Gary Gensler is under investigation. Yes, so he is under investigation, guys, by Congress for his hiring practices, only hiring people who have the left ideology, the same ideology that Gary has. He's been interviewing people to hire in the SEC, but he's only hiring people who share his political views, right? Which is not legal and not okay for a government agency to do. You are making a government agency that's supposed to be non-bipartisan, or that's supposed to be bipartisan, right? You're trying to make it non-bipartisan. You're trying to make it a democratic SEC as opposed to a bipartisan, split down the middle organization, right? That's what he's been trying to do, and he's been caught red-handed doing it. So he is in some trouble. All right, so more bullishness for Bitcoin, guys. It just keeps going. We're talking about countries adopting it, taking it, putting it on balance sheets. Guys, Microsoft's caution on Bitcoin sparks shareholder lawsuit. So Microsoft, the shareholders have to take a vote by December 9th on whether they want to put Bitcoin on their balance sheets, similar to how MicroStrategy does it, right? But I guess some of the bigwigs over at Microsoft are trying to coax their shareholders to say vote no on it, but because if the shareholders majority vote yes, then they have to do it, right? Which is good for the company. Like, it's crazy. MicroStrategy went from a $1 billion market cap to a $42 billion market cap since 2019 simply by putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. It is insanity to not want to do it, right? But let's get into it a little bit here. The National Center for Public Policy Research, the NCPPR, foresees a potential Microsoft shareholder lawsuit after the software giant's board advised against a proposal to invest in Bitcoin. The stakes remain high as the NCPPR warning asks Microsoft to evaluate the controversial proposal for a potential crypto investment. The NCPPR warning follows its proposal to the software behemoth to consider investing in Bitcoin, believing it will benefit shareholders. The software behemoth finds itself in a catch-22 situation, with the potential Microsoft shareholder lawsuit possibly happening because the firm doesn't believe in the cryptocurrency's potential as an investment vehicle. What do we got? According to NCPPR, Ethan Peck, Deputy Director of the Free Enterprise Project, there is an imminent danger that shareholders who feel cheated out of the potential benefits of crypto investment will seek legal redress if the value of Bitcoin rises. Microsoft shareholders will vote in December on the proposal for the company to begin an assessment of feasibility of the Bitcoin investment. Peck warned the software giant of an upcoming Microsoft shareholder lawsuit should it publicly and explicitly determine in this assessment that it is not in the best interest of Microsoft shareholders to purchase any Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin proceeds to increase in value. Microsoft will need to seriously consider the NCPPR's warning, since a Bitcoin rally is expected in the foreseeable future if Trump wins, which he did. So what they're saying here, guys, is that the Microsoft is trying to convince their shareholders that it's a bad idea for them to put Bitcoin on their balance sheets. And the shareholders are saying, look, this is what we want. If you don't do it and Bitcoin goes parabolic in value, we're going to sue you for making us miss out on this opportunity, right? That's essentially what's happening here. Get out of here. Microsoft finds itself in a tight spot, considering that many individuals and corporate investors increasingly see it as a strategic digital asset for diversifying investment portfolios during a period plagued by uncertain economic and inflationary challenges. Those considering the probable Microsoft shareholder lawsuit are buoyed by decisions by some of the leading U.S. companies like MicroStrategy and Tesla, which are actively incorporating BTC into their balance sheets. They consider the digital asset an important store of value that supersedes traditional fiat currencies. Per the NCPPR warning, it would be necessary for Microsoft to critically analyze the potential benefits of the Bitcoin investment when there's growing institutional adoption of BTC and a general global evolution towards digitization. NCPPR fears that by dragging its feet in a decision, Microsoft could easily miss out on a significant financial opportunity that could herald strategic growth and eventually risk the shareholders' investment portfolios. Accordingly, a Microsoft shareholder lawsuit could become a reality as significant Bitcoin bull market. Experts believe a Microsoft shareholder lawsuit would be caused by the company's failure to protect investors' interests. There is every chance that the shareholders would hold it against the company for failing to consider the potential high returns from the investment and missing out on the opportunity to grow the value of their shares. Now that most individuals and institutions see Bitcoin as a store of value, the NCPPR warning comes on grounds that Microsoft ought to seek a crypto investment as a move that aligns with the emerging trend within the fintech market. So another factor that comes into play here, guys, is that if the shareholders vote to put Bitcoin on the balance sheets and Microsoft still doesn't do it, not only do they risk lawsuits, but they also risk their shareholders dumping their shares and the crashing the value of Microsoft, right? Microsoft has adopted a cautious approach towards Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and has continued investing in traditional non-volatile assets. The move is prudent as most people consider cryptocurrencies riskier than traditional assets given their high volatility and lack of precise regulation despite their success. So here's the thing, guys. No risk, no reward. That's the way that it works in investing, right? The lower the risk, the lower the potential return on investment. So pick your poison, right? Pick your poison. Let's check in on Bitcoin, see what it's doing. I think it just broke into yet another all-time high. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It continues to run, baby. It's the crypto future live stream pump effect. Absolutely. All right, what else do we got going on? Digital Asset Investors shared this out. Says the U.S. can start a strategic Bitcoin reserve by not selling the BTC they already have. Let's check it out.
Well, I think the first thing is probably he's going to get a new SEC chair. Someone else who is not going to be quite so hostile to the industry, isn't going to sue all of the best companies in the space. And I think on that question is just what happens to all these lawsuits and threats of lawsuits. Do a lot of settlements happen? Do they just get thrown out? Because, you know, these companies need to know that they can move forward. So I think that's the first thing. You know, he's also said he wants all the Bitcoin to be mined here in the US. That might be a tougher task than he can pull off, but maybe get some more of it here. So that would probably please the American miners.
Yeah, indeed. We might see a lot more bathhouses like we've seen in Brooklyn pop up.
That's right.
Instance. You know, all the yeah, exactly. You know, all these things considered, it seems like there was a growing bipartisan move as well to create a Bitcoin reserve. What's the reality that we see both sides of the aisle actually come together over that?
Yeah, the Bitcoin reserve. I don't know. That's a really interesting question. I mean, as Trump pointed out, they could start it really easy by just not selling all the Bitcoin that they have. Will they start to buy more is, I think, a much larger question. That's super risky. But yeah, folks on both sides of the aisle are at least tentatively interested in doing it. So I guess we'll just have to see. But it looks likely that the U.S. isn't going to sell the Bitcoin that it seized for some time.
You know, Brady, it's so interesting, and the great point that Brad brought up, just about the fact that we saw bipartisan support, it seems like, from Harris and also obviously from Trump when it comes to the future of crypto within the country. I'm curious then, why are we seeing such a surge this morning under a Trump victory? Talk to us a little bit more about that correlation.
Well, Trump was the only one that was really clear about it. I mean, Harris only spoke to cryptocurrency one time at one speech, and it was really vague. Whereas, like, you know, I watched Trump in Nashville say, you know, Bitcoin's going to go to the moon if you elect me. That's a much clearer statement, you know. And so I think that's really it. He said things that he will and won't do, whereas we never got that from Harris. So markets like certainty, and they like that they've given him answers ahead of time.
Do you think the crypto market's confident, though, that he's going to follow through on those promises? Because that's a whole nother question, right?
Well, here's the thing. I want to stop right there for a second, and I want to address that. You know, these people who try to throw that shadow of doubt. Well, what if he doesn't do what he said he was going to do when it comes to crypto? Let me just point something out here that's painfully obvious. JD Vance holds hundreds of thousands of dollars in Bitcoin, first of all, right? The new elected vice president holds Bitcoin, and Trump literally created his own crypto project, right? They literally are in crypto themselves.
Just how realistic some of those promises are.
I think they're confident. That doesn't mean they're right, but I think they're confident.
Yeah, anybody that says that they're going to send something to the moon, I mean, many people would largely question if they single-handedly could do it or enact policy. So it's going to come down to other elements of the businesses that you were mentioning as well that are looking to scale up and make sure that they can woo potential crypto investors and holders in the future. It's going to come down to potentially the utilization. Is there anticipated to be any major movement in utilization of crypto, which would perhaps give it more of commonplace within the transaction vernacular for many people who don't already engage with it?
Well, I mean, around the world, it is being used more and more all the time. I mean, there's tens of trillions of dollars of volume in stablecoins, which are hands down, you know, the most successful product that the crypto world has made. And if the United States, you know, passes some laws making it clear how stablecoins can be used and how they can be deployed by U.S. banks, that only is going to send that market higher. So I think this idea that no one's using it is a little bit of a misunderstanding here in the U.S. We're not using it, right? But a lot of folks around the world are actually using this technology, and I think it's going to sneak up on us. It's going to be everywhere pretty soon.
But a central bank coin versus using what is the...
That's what I keep saying, guys. People are going to be using crypto and blockchain technology, Web3. They're not even going to know it. Web3 gamers, right? All this stuff. They're not even going to know they're using crypto.
The largest market cap coin in Bitcoin. I mean, isn't that starkly different than in trying to boost the value of Bitcoin versus boosting the value or the usability or fungibility of some of the digital currencies that are US or even any type of central bank backing as well?
Oh, well, central bank currency is a whole different question. I was just talking about stable coins. So like privately issued stable coins. I think, and that's going to move a lot more quickly than big central bank digital currencies. That's a big question mark out there.
Trump said he was not going to allow any CBDCs, so that'll be a big fat no. Also, guys, ARK Invest just bought another $127 million in Bitcoin as well. It continues, guys. They continue to accumulate. I've been saying it. And you know what? Let's, damn it. We're going to go have a look over at the Bitcoin dominance here. Check this out. So this is what we need. We need this to continue on a downward trend. So far, so good. But I would like to see this come down even further, right? We need to see this completely collapse into the red. We've completely peaked on the dominance, guys. As this continues to go down, that is where the altcoins are going to start to run, okay? Just so that you are aware. Now, continuing on with Bitcoin. BlackRock Bitcoin ETFs see biggest volume day ever with 4.1 billion traded. BlackRock's Bitcoin exchange traded fund witnessed a record trading day after Donald Trump's victory in the United States. On November 6th, post to X, Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchinian shared that the iShares Bitcoin Trust witnessed its biggest volume day ever, with over 4.1 billion in daily trading volume. For context, that's more volume than stocks like Berkshire, Netflix, or Visa saw today. It was also up 10%. It's second best day since launch, he added. The other Bitcoin ETFs also had one of their best days since the crazy early days in January, with most of the funds doing two times their average volume, according to a follow-up post by Balchinian. He says the IBITS trading day came amid a flurry of bullish signals for Bitcoin, with the asset notching a new all-time high of 76,500 on November 6th, less than 1 day after crypto-friendly Pump's election as the next president of the United States. The price of Bitcoin has since retraced slightly to 75,267. It's actually right now 76,450. Bitcoin has dominated the ETF landscape this year, accounting for 6 of the top 10 most successful launches in 2024. ETF's store president Nate Garcia said on X. Analysts also said that Pump and the sweeping pro-crypto policies has promised maybe a boon for assets beyond Bitcoin. Already in 2024, asset managers have flocked to submit a swath of regulatory filings to the ETF holdings altcoins, including Solana, XRP, and Litecoin. Issuers are also waiting on approval for several planned crypto index ETFs designed to hold diverse baskets of tokens. On October 25th, Balchinian described the filings for crypto index ETFs as call options on Trump's victory in the U.S. presidential race. Meanwhile, several analysts and traders have predicted Bitcoin's price will keep rising now that Pump, a pro-crypto Republican, is set to take office. Very, very bullish, guys. And I had said last year, everyone was talking about all these individual altcoins getting ETFs. I said, guys, we'll get a handful, yes, but what's going to end up happening here is we're going to start to see baskets of spot ETFs that altcoins are going to have to meet a certain criteria, i.e. a real world use case or something, to be able to qualify to be inside one of these spot ETF baskets. That is going to be the way that they're going to weed out stuff like meme coins, because you're not going to see a meme coin ETF. You're just not, right? I mean, it doesn't do anything. Big money is not going to be interested in that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with meme coins, guys. We swing trade over on the Patreon. We swing trade meme coins all the time. We made quite a bit of money this month actually swing trading meme coins. So get over to the Patreon, by the way, guys, because you're missing out. All right, so back over to Bitcoin. Let's get into the chat and see what everybody is talking about. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Guys, as always, make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help the channel grow, and it means a lot. Jesse, what's up, man? What's up, Rob Father? Nothing up green from here. Yes, dumb money. Rob, we're about there. The grass is greener on my side. I dig it, man. WF Capital in the house. What's up, man? Big Kev, hit us with the alpha. I hit you with some knowledge, brother. Les, hey, Rob, early morning here listening on your latest news. I appreciate you, Les. I appreciate you, buddy. Big Kev, we just broke all-time high. Now the worst time to be bearish. Yes, exactly. Thank you, man. Thank you. The negativity of some people is just astonishing to me. Dumb money. It's all good, Rob. We all get that way sometimes. Okay, yeah, because I'm salty and cranky. Yes. Batlander, what's up, man? Rip Rice, what's up? Sounds like if 27 cents happens soon, it will be way too soon to unload. Yes, I would agree, but people still will. People still will. She's about to rip again. Yes, we're going to stay on top of it all day. That's what she said. I am Jake. KASPA price prediction. My friend, if you want a price prediction, there is a goal at the top of the chat. If you participate in that, I will do a look at whatever project you want. That's for all of you to know. If you want me to do a look at one of your favorite projects, you want me to do a price prediction where I think it can go, just check out the goal in the top of the chat, and yeah, I'll look at your altcoin. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Beebs, scam. What's up, buddy? James, hey, Rob. It's so funny, man. I'm the only person who I know around me that is excited on the inside about what's going on in crypto. Nobody I know has a clue what's happening, and I'm saying nothing. Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's how it's going to be. And then later, everyone's going to call you lucky, right? You're going to be lucky. He just got lucky. Had nothing to do with 3 years of investing in a bear market when everyone told him it was never coming back. And he just got lucky. Bruno's in the house. What's up, buddy? Green tea. Hey, everyone. This is exciting time. Rob, you are so right about the emotions. Yes. Thank you, Green tea. Thank you. Exactly. Let's go, buddy. KASPA Cash. Yeah, I thought you'd like that, man. I thought you'd like that little KASPA update for Binance. Big Dog, what's up, Nicholas? Good to see you, man. Liquidity, good morning, everyone. This is why we DCA with Rob. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We should just change the name of the show to DCA with Rob, eh? Funky, what's up, buddy? 25 base cut. Yes, finally. I saw your KASPA video on KASPA Cash. Nice, yes. Wondering how ETH and our alts will be looking in the short term. They've been pumping a bit already. Well, I mean, if Bitcoin really starts to go on a tear, I mean, Bitcoin's been doing good, as you can see. But if it really starts to rip here soon, which I think it will, alts are going to get dragged up with it. So, and then alts will continue up and go even more violently to the upside once Bitcoin cools off and the dominance starts pouring into the altcoins, right? Rodney just wished there was more volume. ETH should be back to 4K by Christmas. Yeah, that's entirely possible, man. David, time is money. Absolutely, man. In Jasmy, we trust. Maxime Waters is 86 and needs to retire. Old bitter Karen, 100%, man. It was about what resided between the ears, and Kamala was defeated in that category. Yeah, exactly. Lord of the Realm, what's up, buddy? Good afternoon, everyone. It's another great day to be a crypto holder. Absolutely. Can we hit, guys, can we hit 77K on Bitcoin today? I freaking hope so. Tola, I'm a fan of the word yes. Warrior Academy, fantastic guy, man. Fantastic guy. New all-time high. Studio Tech, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Michael, missed a few streams. What happened to Santa? Santa got tired of sideways price action, so he had to shave the beard, and now the price is, it's funny. That's funny, eh? The correlation, I shaved the beard, and the price has been doing nothing but going up ever since I shaved my beard. So what I'm trying to say is, you're welcome, right? Rob, the patience is paying off now. In the next few weeks, it's going to be crazy. Those who were patient will benefit. Yes, absolutely. Make it rain. Squirt Reynolds, what's up, buddy? It's nice to see while other communities and Discord are having meltdowns over Trump, while we are locked in and focused on the gains. Yes, exactly. We got our minds right. Simon, hey, Rob, I'm going to say it. I won't be surprised if BTC suddenly goes bananas in the next couple of days. We broke the channel, but now the effect of the rate cuts. Yes, here's the thing. I agree with you, Simon, because if we can close this daily candle above this blue line here at 75,600, that's going to be further continuation to the upside, man. That's going to send us tonight. I think if we do that, I think we break 77K tonight. Let it rain. Yes. Death Bank in the house. Bulls eating good. Yes. No more McDonald's. We getting the keg. We getting steak tonight. No more Big Macs, baby. We moving on up. We're moving on up. All right, guys. Listen, that is the news this morning. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Jump over to the Patreon. Just so you know, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be doing a live over on the Patreon. We do group Zoom calls over there. So get over there. The link is in the chat, and it's in the comments, and it's in the description down below. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be doing a live Zoom call with everybody over there in about 20 minutes. So get over to the Patreon, and let's chat some more about what's going to happen here. Let's chat crypto. I got some things to get off my mind. So I will see you guys over on the Patreon in about 20 minutes. Don't be late.